Yo, YouTube, what's up with your boy, Sports and Fitness Rants? I'm back, guys. Hit that like button. Subscribe to my channel. What's up, y'all? Welcome back, guys. Welcome back, man. Got another great video for you guys today, as usual, man. You guys know the deal on this channel. It's all about setting the record straight, stopping the lies, stopping the narratives, stopping them from rewriting history, guys. And in this video, I want to talk on the comments of P.K Subban. I hope I'm saying his name right. The hockey player, I believe he's been retired for a couple of years now. Now he does some he's an analyst now, I believe, for ESPN and their hockey coverage. He's a former hockey player, like I said. I believe he was a defenseman when he played in the league. I believe he played for 13 or 14 seasons. But a lot of you guys were asking me to comment or to talk or give my thoughts, I guess, on the P.K Subban comments that he made in relation to the NBA and, the things going on in the NBA and, all the things that we basically talk about. This dude called it out on ESPN that day. And I don't remember when these comments were from, maybe like a week or so ago. But I wanted to touch on it because I didn't realize what he had said, like word for word. I didn't realize what he had said. I just heard, people talking about him making comments. So I wanted to go over some of the things. I wrote down some of the things that he actually said, guys. And we want to talk about this video because the guy was, the dude was on the money, man. And like I said, he was basically saying what a lot of us have been saying on YouTube, a lot of us true basketball fans have been saying, guys. And I want to thank you guys, everyone across the world, everyone across the states has been supporting my channel. Once again, guys, I am truly, truly humbled. Thanks to everyone out there in the membership. Shout out to all you guys on Instagram, that send me messages. Shout out to everybody that emails me. Shout out to Chip Ferguson, who's instead of being just a true supporter of my channel, man. Like I said, you guys are truly humbling, man. Like I said, just for you guys to even ask my opinion on some of this stuff, like I said, it's very humbling that you guys even care to hear what I have to say. Saying you respect my opinion and you want to hear my thoughts. Thank you very much, all you guys, man. And you guys know what to do. Turn the volume all the way up. Hit that play button. Remember, these videos are for educational purposes. And let's roll. So, yes, guys, like I said, man, shout out to the hockey player, P.K Subban. Like I said, I hope I'm saying his name right. But shout out to that dude, man, for speaking up and saying the things that he said on ESPN. Like I said, I don't remember when this was, a week or so ago, whenever it was. But a lot of you guys were asking me my thoughts on his comments. And like I said, I would have done a video sooner on these comments, but I didn't even realize what this guy had said. I did not realize, word for word what he said. Now, I do not watch ESPN anymore, guys. I do not watch any of the ESPN First Take stuff anymore. I don't listen to any of these basketball takes on ESPN. I will not listen to their basketball coverage. I won't do it. I haven't done it in years. And I told you guys, I was a big time supporter of ESPN First Take, guys. I was watching ESPN First Take, and I've told you guys this back when it was called Cold Pizza, guys, when it was just Skip Bayless there and like the host. And they would have people come on. It was called Cold Pizza. Then it went to like First and 10 or something like that. And then it became First Take, guys. So I've been a fan of First Take, or I was a fan of First Take for a long time, for many, many years. And then when Stephen A. Smith came on, I was a huge fan of him and Skip Bayless and the interactions and the dynamic between them. I loved it, man. But around 2011, 2012, 2013, somewhere in there, ESPN First Take became a joke, guys. It just wasn't living up to the standards that it had set previously. And these guys became a bunch of weirdos out there, essentially, man. Just speaking, but never really giving you the context or the facts. Just making weird statements. Like I said, doing a lot of narratives, and just lying, trying to rewrite history a lot of times on here. And they've completely fallen off. They would have guys like Kendrick Perkins come on. Who wants to listen to Kendrick Perkins come on? Right? Who wants to listen to Ryan Hollins? Right? Who wants to listen to these people? Right? So I don't want to hear the Malika Andrews. I don't want to hear the, what's that other girl's name, man? I can't think of the other chick's name on there. But I don't want to hear these people. I don't want to hear Stephen A. Smith anymore. I don't want to hear any of these people talk about basketball. Richard Jefferson. None of these people, man. So shout out to P.K Subban, like I said, for coming on there. But I did not know his exact words because I don't watch ESPN like that as far as basketball goes. Anytime they're talking NBA, I don't watch ESPN. I'm not listening to any of this stuff because they're not going to educate you. I told you, you're actually going to become stupid or dumber if you listen to a lot of these programs. You listen to Nick Wright or Colin Cowherd, Shannon Sharp, they're not educating you. You're actually becoming less educated. You're becoming dumber. They're dumbing you down because that's all they know about the NBA. They don't know the history of the game, and they don't care about it. They don't care. They do not care to tear down the history to uplift these clowns. So I wrote down, like I said, a couple of phrases that P.K Subban said, or a couple of statements that he made. So the first one I want to start with, he said, was that you should be playing banged up. That's what he said. And he's on the money with this. Now, I believe he was speaking in relation to the NBA versus the NHL. And how in NHL and hockey, you can't just go through the motions out there on the ice. You'll get hurt out there. And he's on the money. Hockey is no joke, guys. Excuse me. I was never a hockey supporter or a hockey fan. I watched hockey every once in a while, and if the Rangers were doing good, or one of the local teams like the Devils or the Islanders, if they were having a good season, maybe I would watch some of their games, a little bit here and there. But I would never consider myself, or would consider myself, a hockey fan to the point where I know all these guys. This guy P.K Subban, I couldn't tell you much about his career or what he did. I know that he's a defenseman that played in the NHL for, I believe, like I said, 13 or 14 seasons for about 2 or 3 different teams. But I couldn't give you the gist of his career or what he did on the ice. And like I said, I couldn't break down hockey like the way I could break down, basketball or football, even baseball for that matter. So much respect to this guy. But he said you should be playing banged up. And he's on the money there, man. And what he was alluding to was the guys in the NBA who, like we always say, they won't play through any kind of discomfort, any kind of quote-unquote pain, none of this stuff. And this guy Subban was saying, listen, man, you're getting paid all this money to play hurt. And he's on the money with that, man. He's literally saying you guys should be playing banged up. And that's what we've been saying. That's what someone like me's been saying on this channel. The professional athletes that I watched growing up, as we're just talking about in the NBA, those guys play through a lot of pain, guys. They play through a lot of that stuff. And once again, like he's saying, those guys were not heavily compensated like these guys are today, right? Even if we go back even further, before I was even alive, you go back to the 50s and the 60s, the 70s, right? And you think about the conditions that these guys played in, the professional athletes played in. Remember, they had to work side jobs to support themselves and their families. Now, all these years later, we make fun of that. We clown and mock these guys for having to work side jobs. We should be honoring that. We should be impressed with that. That should be something that we're like, damn, these guys worked side jobs and played and didn't load manage. They didn't skip out on games. They didn't just sit down for soreness. And once again, in those days, they were getting paid nothing. So now what P.K Subban is saying, these guys are getting all this money, which is great for you. We don't care. I don't give a damn how much money these guys make. I don't give a damn. As long as you go out there and give the effort, man. And that's what he's saying. You want to get paid $50 million a year, $100 million a year. He goes, you get paid $300 million a year. That's good for you. But then you got to go out there and earn it. You got to show up to work. And he's on the money with that. These guys don't want to play banged up, right? They don't want to go through any of that stuff, play through personal problems. Now they're taking mental days. Once again, you're out for soreness now. These are not injuries. They're just out now. Oh, my ankle's feeling a little sore, man. I'm going to sit out. Oh, my back's a little sore. I'm going to sit out. You're a professional athlete. You're going to be sore. Are you not? Once again, guys, and this is what P.K Subban has been talking about when he says you should be playing banged up. He's on the money. Think about this. They promote LeBron James' longevity and durability, but yet every other time or every time this man, can take a day off, he takes a day off with soreness. He's out of games with no injuries. But you want a max contract. And he said that these guys want max money, but they don't want to go out there and give the max effort. Right? They don't want to go out there and play every single game. They don't want to play the 82 games. So he talked about how, now they're talking about, they should be lowering the games down to like 60 games. What? He said that they should be bringing the minutes down. Remember, Adam Silver was like, I'm in favor of a 10-minute quarters and bring the game down to 40 minutes. So you want to pay them more money to play less. It's insane when you hear that and you say it out loud, but then you want the common folk like us to get behind these fools. I told you, they're not earning the respect. I don't care how much money these guys make. If they went out there and gave the effort like the guys did back in the day, they showed up as often as the guys did back in the day. They were as consistent as the guys were back in the day. Then we would not give a damn about how much money they make. No one cares. The problem we have is now you guys are getting all of this money, way more than the other players in the past, but you can't give the same effort. The game has been, basically situated to a point where these players don't have to play as many back-to-backs, 3 games in 4 nights, right? They've made the schedule easier for these guys, but they're getting all this money, still can't show up to work, though. He also said something about sports is about teammates and fans, which I thought was a great comment that he made, and he elaborated on, when you don't show up, right, when you load manage, you don't show up for a team function, a game or something like that. He goes, you're hurting your teammates. Once again, we talk about LeBron James. What do we mention on this channel a lot, guys? His teammates. He don't give a damn about his teammates. Is he a good teammate? No, he's not. But people today will try to knock Michael Jordan because he yelled at his teammates and held them to a standard. Once again, only people in this era, people with that mentality, will think that Michael Jordan was a bad teammate. I told you, Michael Jordan was actually one of the greatest teammates that you could have because he pushed his teammates to be better. To be better. He wanted their best because Michael Jordan understood the only way that he could win at a high level is to help his teammates help him. Something that LeBron James still, 22 years in, hasn't figured out. And that's what this guy P.K Subban was talking about. Your teammates, showing up for your teammates. Being there for your teammates. Anyone that's played sports, guys, and that's why I tell you a lot of times, the LeBron James fans, they never played competitive sports, guys. You can tell by the way that they talk in your comments. You can tell by the fact that they never hold LeBron James to sportsmanship or any of these qualities that you look for in an athlete, that you look for in competitive sports. They don't care about that stuff in LeBron James. So he could walk off the court early. They don't give a damn about that. He could blame his teammates and quit on his teammates all the time in the middle of plays, in the middle of games, in the middle of a series. And they don't care about that. As long as LeBron James got some stats up, then they could point to the numbers and be, hey, LeBron James put numbers up, man. I don't know what you guys want from him. That's their excuse. That's their go-to. That's bad, guys. Once again, that exposes them as never being an athlete or a teammate on a sport, on a team, guys. Once again, teammates are supposed to be important. You're supposed to be helping your teammates. I told you, the burden is always on the star athlete, the superstar player, right? On the team. It's the burden's on them to make the sacrifices, to make the adjustments, to take all of that blame. Remember, Michael Jordan took the heat for the 1995 loss to the Orlando Magic, not Scottie Pippen. He didn't take no blame for that, did he? And where was Scottie Pippen? He didn't help Michael Jordan out. He didn't raise his level of play and step up in a way, and it was Michael Jordan's fault. No, Michael Jordan took all the heat for that series. All the heat for that series. That's called leadership, guys. What did Michael Jordan say in The Last Dance? He said, I never asked these guys to do something that I did not do. He said, I paid the price of leadership. There's a sacrifice. There's a price you have to pay to be a leader, for leadership. And he paid that price. LeBron James don't want to pay that price. He don't want to sacrifice. He can't do it. He won't take the blame of a Michael Jordan, the accountability of some of the other all-time greats did. So that's what P.K Subban is talking about. He also mentioned the fans. How many times do I mention the fans on this channel? Guys, we're fans. I'm a fan. You're a fan. We are the fans of basketball. And I always tell you guys, we are the true basketball fans. Because we're actually holding the standard that for some reason, the analysts on ESPN, the broadcasters out here, these ex-NBA players, these current players, they don't want to hold the standard for some reason. It's weird, man. They don't want to uplift the history of the game by holding these guys today to the same standard. They've lowered the standard for these guys today. We've seen the game, how the game has become a joke, traveling, carrying all over the place. No one wants to give really any effort consistent on the defensive end like that. There's no physicality in the game. These guys are a bunch of goofs. They're a bunch of weirdos. So we see what the game has become. Right? These are the facts, guys. That's not the way it always was. These guys went out there and they gave that effort. They were there for the fans. They showed up. These guys today don't care about the fans. Now they talk trash to the fans. They talk down to the fans. They don't want to show up for the fans or their teammates. They don't care. The NBA is all about them. I told you, these guys have forgotten where they've come from, and they've forgotten that the NBA is a privilege. Remember, there is no game without the players. But there is no NBA without the fans, man. I still don't understand how people don't get this. They don't get this. There literally is no money for these guys if no one's there watching the sport. If there are no fans of the sport, there's no money in the sport, guys. So what the hell are these guys going to get these contracts? It's on us. You get the money from us. But they still talk down to the fans, don't respect the fans. They think that we don't have a part of the game. We don't belong having opinions about the game. None of this stuff. We're supposed to go to the arenas, watch the game, and just shut up. Not have an opinion on this. We can't critique these guys. None of this stuff. Because we don't know the game. We didn't play in the NBA, so we don't know basketball. It's insane for these guys to think that way. Whereas back in the day, the professional athletes respected the fans as, once again, being part of the game. They understood. I remember Michael Jordan saying vividly, the fans are part of the game. So he goes, I like talking back and forth with them sometimes because they're part of the game. And that's the way it always was. These guys today now, you heckle them, you say something to them, they want you removed. As if you're not part of the game. Being heckled by fans, guys, that's part of the game, man. That's part of what you have to deal with as a professional. So once again, P.K Subban talks about the fans and how important the fans are. And when you don't show up to the games, when you load manage, you're load managing on your teammates and the fans. That these guys don't care about. Once again, LeBron James, these guys today, Kevin Durant, they don't give a damn about the fans. They load manage all the time for no reason. It matters nothing to them. For you to go out and pay your money to go see them, None of this stuff. What else did he say? I wrote down here. He wrote down, he said, I want your best 10. And I know this was a direct shot at LeBron James, man. This is a classic line that he said. He goes, I don't care if you play for 50 years. He goes, I want your best 10. And that's what we talk about once again on this channel. When you talk about Michael Jordan, you talk about Larry Bird and the Magic Johnsons, the Kareem Abdul-Jabbars, the Bill Russells, all these great players, the Kobe Bryants, the Jerry West and the Dr. J's. Those guys went out there and they gave it their all. Every single night, every single season, they were competitors. They brought it. They were going to go out there and compete, guys. That's the key with sports, is to compete. You're not going to win every game. You're not going to lose every game. But you got to go out there and compete. That's the only thing that you can control. A lot of times in these sporting events is you in your competitive fire. What you're doing, right? So when he talks about, I want your best 10, I don't care if you play for 50 years, that's LeBron James. LeBron James really thinks if he plays for 25 seasons, plays all these games, puts up all these stats, that we're going to be impressed. Like, that's going to matter in the overall grand scheme of the rankings of all time. It's not going to matter because, let's be real here, like we've mentioned many times, LeBron James has been playing all these years. He hasn't won an MVP, guys, in half his career. Half his career hasn't won MVP. Hasn't won MVP since 2012, guys. Excuse me, 2013. It's a long time ago, guys. Over 12 seasons ago. Remember, he hasn't won an MVP in his 30s. The man just turned 40. It's a long time ago, right, guys? So let's be real here. We talk about LeBron James, all the years he's been playing, he's been lollygagging out here. Why do you think LeBron James hasn't made an all-defensive team in over 10 seasons, guys? Never in his 30s. Because you're lollygagging out here. So, like P.K Subban is mentioning, in order for LeBron James to play 22 years, he can't give you his best 10. He's got to give you, like I told you, 80, 75%. He can't play 100% all these years. So he load manages from time to time, and he'll miss 10, 15, 20 games every season for no reason, just to be out. When this guy, P.K Subban, said, you should be playing banged up. LeBron James is not. LeBron James stopped playing defense a long time ago so he can rest and keep himself playing longer. No one cares. We want your best 10. No one cares you play for 22 years when you've been blowing on your hands for 10 of them. When you've been standing in the corner for 10 of them. I don't want to hear about the other years you played. Oh, this guy played forever. No, he didn't. Half of those, once again, when you hear people talk about LeBron James' minutes that he played on the court. Oh, LeBron James played all these minutes. He plays all these minutes. A lot of those minutes, he's standing doing nothing. He's blowing on his hands. He's wiping his chest. His hands are on his hips. He's arguing with the referee while the clock is ticking. I don't want to hear about the minutes he played. Those aren't the same minutes as Bill Russell. They're the same minutes as Will Chamberlain. It's not, guys. If you think the minutes that LeBron James played are the same minutes as Will Chamberlain or Bill Russell, you have lost your damn mind. Lost your damn mind. What else did he say? So when he said, I want your best 10, that was a direct shot at LeBron James. Because LeBron James fans love to claim durability and longevity, even though you're not playing half the game. How is that durability or longevity when you're standing around defense? Michael Jordan and a lot of these other guys, how long could they have played? Larry Bird, if he didn't give the effort, if he played at 75% all those years just to extend his career, once again, this is why LeBron James is 4-6 in the finals. Because you haven't stepped up in a degree to a way that would allow your team to win more often than they lose. Because you don't play defense like that, right? Where was he in 2011 finals? Where were you in the 2007 finals? You weren't playing lockdown D. You couldn't score or do anything in the 2007 finals or 2011, but did you take it upon yourself to be a hella fighter rebounder or step up your defense? No, because you didn't want to be the utility man for your teams. You wanted to be the guy that got all the attention, that got all the shine, that took all the shots. But they promote you as pass first. It's an absolute joke, guys. He also said on here, which is great, I want Jordan. I want Kobe. That's what he said. I want Jordan. I want Kobe. And he said it with conviction. And he said it, like I said, with some meaning there. Because what he's alluding to is he wants those kinds of professionals. Those kinds of guys. He wants those mentality type players. Someone like Michael Jordan, like Kobe Bryant. And we all know on this channel that Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant are cut from the same cloth. Right? We know, we've all heard that expression. But it's the facts, guys. I told you, the reason why Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant developed that relationship that they developed, it wasn't because Kobe Bryant played like Michael Jordan or, tried to emulate all his moves. It's because Kobe Bryant earned Michael Jordan's respect. And how did he earn Michael Jordan's respect? by being a true competitor, man, by never loudly gagging out there, by going at Michael Jordan and never taking a back seat, never being easy on any of this. You guys remember the All-Star game, Michael Jordan's last All-Star game, man. To me, this moment is Kobe Bryant in a nutshell. Michael Jordan hits that, we thought was, I was watching that game live, guys. Michael Jordan hits that shot over Sean Marion in the corner, right? I mean, a hellified fadeaway jumper, but Sean Marion's outstretched arms, I mean, centimeters away from blocking Michael Jordan's shot, but the patented fadeaway of Michael Jordan was all money in that moment. Essentially a game winner in the All-Star game in 2003. You guys all remember that play. I posted a screenshot of it not that long ago. What entailed or what ensued after that play is Kobe Bryant, guys. So in that moment, they wanted to end the game, right? There was a couple of seconds left in the game clock, whatever it was when Michael Jordan hit that shot. The East went up by 2 points after that shot, right? So the story goes that Isaiah Thomas went over to the guys in the East and was like, listen, I think it was Stephon Marbury, I believe, that he told, go tell, remember, the following play, for whatever reason, Jermaine O'Neal screwed this whole thing up for Michael Jordan, man. He was really the catalyst that screwed this up for Michael Jordan at that moment. But he fouled Kobe Bryant, guys, at the end of that game, after Michael Jordan hits that shot. He fouls Kobe Bryant, right? When Kobe was, like, I think, attempting like a 3-point or a 2-point shot. It would have been a difficult shot. I don't know why he fouled Kobe. He fouled him, sent Kobe Bryant to the free throw line. And then Isaiah Thomas supposedly told Stephon Marbury to tell Kobe to miss these shots on purpose so that Michael Jordan could get the win. You know, a nice little send-off from Michael Jordan in the All-Star game. You know, we knew the Wizards weren't going anywhere. There wasn't going to be no playoff run or any postseason for the Wizards or Michael Jordan. His last All-Star game, you know, trying to bring it full circle for Michael Jordan. The dynamic between him and Isaiah Thomas. You get all that. I wasn't mad about that. You remember when Magic Johnson played in '92 All-Star game, we know it was a blowout. It wasn't a close game, but it was a blowout. But they ended the game with, like, I don't know, 14 seconds left on the clock. After Magic Johnson had that 3, they just ended the game after that when there was still time on the clock because of the moment. And once again, it wasn't a close game. I'm not saying it's a same scenario. It's a similar situation. But what did Kobe Bryant do? He gave Stephon Marbury a look like, dude, get out of my face with this nonsense. Tell Isaiah Thomas I ain't doing this. I'm Kobe Bryant. I'm going to come out here and compete. I don't care if it's my idol Michael Jordan. I don't care what he did for the game. I'm trying to win out here because that's what Michael Jordan would do. You think that Michael Jordan's going to miss free throws on purpose for Kobe Bryant? Hell no, he's not. He's not doing that. He's not doing that, guys. Not a moment like that. So much respect to Kobe Bryant, and he went to the free throw line, knocked the free throws down because that's what Kobe Bryant does, and then they beat the Eastern Conference in overtime, and he kind of ruined Michael Jordan's moment. But once again, it was Kobe Bryant's time, and he understood the moment, and he went out there and did what Kobe Bryant does, and we respect him for that. He made the All-Star game, or he kept the All-Star game competitive, which is not today. So we often say the All-Star game died with Kobe Bryant. He was the last guy to go out there and really treat it with the same level of respect and honor and competitiveness. These guys today, no. So P.K Subban says, we want Kobe. I want Kobe. I want Jordan. That's what I want out there. I want guys with that mentality. Guys are going to go out there and give it their all. They're going to play hard. They're going to show up to work for the fans. They're going to show up for their teammates. They're going to be true competitors, man. And they're going to play with that love of the game. To honor the fans, to honor the other all-time greats that came before them. And they're going to carry and push the game forward. That's not what these guys have done today. That's not what LeBron James has done. So much respect to P.K Subban. He also mentioned, you know, having your kids look up to these guys. You know, you want your kids to look up to these guys and follow them. Why would we want our kids to follow these fools? And that's why I tell you guys often, I would never allow my son to follow LeBron James or be like LeBron James. Walk off the court early, be a sore loser, blame your teammates all the time. That's not something I want to teach my kids. But that's who LeBron James is, guys. And that's part of the reason why I don't respect him. And I never will respect him. He's not a true professional. So shout out to P.K Subban. I know a lot of you guys asked me to touch and, you know, give my thoughts on his comments. He's around the money. That was one of the greatest, I don't know if it was like a 2-minute tirade that he went on, a rant that he went on, but it was sensational. It was fantastic, man. And like I said, it's coming from a hockey player. A hockey player, guys, because hockey players are legit. You know, in hockey, if someone got a problem with you, they can literally put their hands on you. They can take their gloves off and tap you in your face. These NBA guys today, Draymond Green, he would be getting his butt kicked out there by these hockey players. You want to run his mouth and cheap shot, guys? You would have got it. And they fight like real grown men in hockey. Face to face, hand to hand. That's grown men stuff right there, man. And once again, I'm not condoning fighting, but like I said, when you run your mouth in the NBA court, when these guys talk the way that they do and they act the way that they act, they think they're untouchable. They think that they're tough guys when they're fake as hell. In hockey, you got to put up or you're going to get knocked out. And that's just the bottom line, guys. They literally have guys on hockey teams that are real enforcers, like the NBA used to have, that will go out there just to be a violent person, to just knock guys out. That's what these guys do in hockey. So much respect to P.K Subban for speaking up, for giving the facts, man. And really, like I said, exposing these NBA players and their mentalities. You guys know the deal, man. I'll catch you guys on the next one.